fee concession after passing our aptitude test also. These are Certificate in Pre-Primary Education, Certificate in International Montessori Education, Diploma in International Montessori Education, Advanced Diploma in International Montessori Education, and Postgraduate Diploma in International Montessori Education. It's for ladies and no age limit also. After 10th, 12th degree and above, you can do your course. Happy and satisfied students are our blessings and strength also. And they are coming in different makeovers and they are making our class more fun and lively.
Hello everyone, I am Sana, one among the student of National Child Development Council of 2020-21 batch. I am very proud that I took the decision to join Ncdc for my Montessori teachers training. The training they are providing is of excellent services and of high quality. With this training they are providing free spoken English classes, meditation, yoga, different mind learning methods, etc. It has helped me a lot to improve my personality also.
Hi all, I am Marsila Parveen. Recently, I had completed post-graduation diploma in Montessori education from Ncdc. Ncdc is a great platform for women. It includes meditation, pranayama, yoga, personality development classes, spoken English, etc. The classes also, we don't feel like it is online classes. It is very active, lively classes. In Ncdc, we are doing so many games, puzzles, musical appreciation, story making, and so much more. Before joining Ncdc, I was not confident and fluent in English, but now I am confident in speaking English. So I suggest all of you to join Ncdc. Thank you.
My all the hidden talents. After 25 days of practical work, I have realized that I can draw pictures and I have done so many things I never tried before. After joining Ncdc, I have changed a lot. Now I can speak confidently and so many things and qualities are in me now. My personality developed a lot. Before joining Ncdc, I cannot speak English fluently. Now I can. We are doing so many things in our class like dancing, singing, meditation and instant poem making and story making are more fun. I like to thank our mentor Gujarati ma'am for supporting us and always spreading positive vibes.
Our students are making different craft items, teaching aids, and they are practicing with kids also. Our students are completing their practical and theory works with happiness and satisfaction, and they are making their books very attractive also. Achieve your dreams and become a successful teacher. And here, National Child Development Council will help you to fulfill your dreams. And stay home, stay safe. For more details, feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's me, Gujarati from National Child Development Council. Today we are going to attend this wonderful webinar by Denise. So those who are attending, the ladies, those who are attending, it will be a great opportunity for you. So those who need improve yourself personally or financially, so he will give more tips to you to improve yourself. I'm expecting that things I know from Denise sir. So you're welcome to this meeting, and I would like to invite our dear ma'ams also to this meeting. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Salama.
Yes, Assalam.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our wonderful webinar session on the topic, what is women empowerment? First of all, I would like to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Jenny sir, the influencer, the public speaker, and also the principal of Ambitious College. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I would like to welcome our circle coordinator, Mrs. Girja Peter. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And also my colleagues, Sana ma'am, Marsila ma'am, and Rahima ma'am, all are gathered here. Welcome all. And all my friends who are gathered here for this webinar, welcome all of you once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would like to welcome Sana ma'am for presidential address.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Vasila ma'am, for the nice welcome. And as you all know, that today we are gathered here for our webinar on the topic, how the woman can be empowered, or what is woman empowerment. We all are women and we know what the woman and what is our right. But merely educating and knowing what is our strength, it's not enough nowadays. We want to come forward and forward. The last week, the Vismaya's news had made us think that how a woman can be empowered more and more. What should all we do to become more strengthened and to get the courage to say if anything is happening to us, we should have the right and we should have the confidence to stand up and say it's wrong. So a woman should be empowered, and we should able to bring up the confidence among ourselves, and we should improve our self-esteem. So as our chief guest Ganesh sir is there, and he is a well-known public worker and an influencer, and I think he can say more about this topic, and I am welcoming our chief guest Ganesh sir to handle this session. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Janesh sir, I'm welcoming you to this program. You can start, sir.
Hello, good morning, all.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible? Everything clear?
Yes, yes, audible. And others, all participants, please turn on your camera. All can turn on your cameras.
Okay, so
Okay,
I
sir.
feel really happy to be again. Last time, actually, I missed a few points, and I thought I could add that if I get another opportunity, and that's why I took some
Sure,
time to
sir.
be here.
Sure,
Okay.
sir. We will be very happy.
Yeah. So the participants are saying, I mean,
No, sir.
from
No,
the
sir. It's different.
okay, it's a different batch.
Yes.
Okay, so many of you may not be knowing me. You have got a picture. I mean, you have got a prescription about me, and you just read it.
Okay.
Leave it. Who am I? Just forget
If
it. What I say, just listen. And if you think it's suitable, it's for you, just take it. And you have to work thinking on it. That's what we have to do. You can get thought from many. You can get thought from different sources. What you have to do is you should rethink on it. Make it your own thoughts. Just before, as ma'am mentioned, everybody knows their rights, but a few is actually going behind, or they are making use of it. That's the gap actually we should bridge between. And my basic aim will be to make you understand who are you and from where you are coming, and how did you evolve the situation of you in the past days and the situation of you in the current days, and what should be the situation of you in the coming days, especially nowadays. Just a few days back, as ma'am told before, Vismaya thing happened. Till then, the topic of women, the topic of dowry and all getting greater attention nowadays. And it's happened in before also. This is not the first time those kind of things happening in our society, in our country. So we will think about it, we will speak about it, the newspaper will draft journals on it, the socialists and the people from different strata will make their opinion, and slowly it vanishes out when a new news is coming in the field. That's what happens in our society. So we cannot actually leave this topic because it directly addressing us, it's directly hitting us, and you are the victims. I'm a man and I'm privileged. You are a woman, you are underprivileged. So I may forget. I have a lot of other business to deal with, but you cannot forget actually, because it's your basic needs, your rights. So my basic aim will be to empower you by imparting some knowledge. Some of you may be knowing and some of you may not. So I don't taking a prejudice mind that you know is everything. I will, for my convenience, I will be thinking like you knows nothing about all these things, so that I can teach well. So forgive me if I telling you things that you know already. Okay. So before I take in the session, more than a lecturing, I would like to deal it as an interactive session so that I can add some point from you also, because you are the women, you know things better than me. So if I make any correct statement, you can correct me, you can add points to me, and I will definitely appreciate it. Okay. So let's be democratic. So whenever you want to cross me, whenever you want to raise some arguments, you just raise your hand or you just open your mic and you can tell anything. I don't mind interruptions. Okay. So thank you so much, NCDC, once again. Thank you so much, Marcela Pavin, for giving me one more platform to address a few out there. And very glad to see what you have shown in the beginning, some video, how you empowering and the changes they are speaking. I mean, those who change are speaking, and that's the greatest advertisement ever a firm can get. They are speaking in English that I am confident to speak in English. You need not portray any other evidence for that. When somebody say in English, that's they are gained knowledge in English itself clears the picture. So I'm very proud to be here once again, and what NCDC is doing, I appreciate. So I would like to spend a few hours for this productive course, and I thank once again all the people out there, women out there, and I think some of my students are also being participated. I would like to express my sincere thanks and sincere trust on you guys. Definitely the tomorrows will be yours also. Okay. So before I take into session, before I coming to my topic, I would like to bring a few points, a few facts, in fact, a few dreadful facts, in fact, before you. Let's speak with facts rather than beating around the bush. Let's speak with facts. I will share some facts with you. The first one, according to National Crime Records Bureau report of 2018, we know that we have a National Crime Report Bureau that reports every year what crime happening in our nation. And according to that report, women reported almost 34,000 rapes in India in a single year, that is 2018. One woman reported a rape every 15 minutes. That is, in every 15 minutes, a woman reported a rape. It's a fact. Okay, let's discuss the further things in the subsequently. I will bring some more facts. Cruelty by husband or relatives was the most reported crime against women, accounting for 33%. Cruelty by family and cruelty by the husband. We are most will be from Kerala and Tamil Nadu, I think. So maybe we are living in a better condition. Such scenario, such situation will not be familiar for us, but it doesn't mean that all the women are like that and all the women are living in a better condition. So you have to remove that prejudice from your mind. I'm representing and I'm talking about the entire society of the India. So Kerala, Tamil Nadu is a better state comparing other states. So we are living in a better conditions. Even then, that's the point. Even then, we are educated. We are among the top literacy. We are among the top health facility. We are #1 state. Even then, the condition of women are miserable. Means what? What would be the condition of other states? Let's go on with the topics. I mean, with the facts. India is ranked 123rd out of 135 countries in female literacy rate. You know what is literacy rate means? The ability to read and write. Basic ability. It's not about you passing 10th or passing 12th or getting degree. It's not about. It's about your basic reading and writing ability. That's what literacy is defined about. So India's rank in female literacy is 123rd out of 135 countries in female literacy. That's a very big point that we should actually take into consideration. And I will tell you why later. There is a wide gender disparity in the literacy rate in India. The last census had happened in 2011. Every 10-year census are being taken out. And from the census report that we are getting actually the population literacy rate, infant mortality rate and all. So according to the last census report, 80.9% is the literacy rate for men. Unfortunately, the women literacy rate is 64.6%. And how it impacts, I will tell you later why. All these facts actually impacts us very badly, and I will tell you why. And that's the second point. And first one I said, how the women are being brutally raped and how the women are being brutally molested. This may as example, we have to take into consideration with the same. And crime means everything. What is physical, mental, torturing, everything includes crime. And thirdly, according to studies, the unemployment rate. What is unemployment rate? The situation of not getting a job. That's what unemployment is all about. Unemployment rate among women in India is more than double that of men with a similar qualification. Somebody, if you take an example of a man with a graduation, and if you take a woman with a graduation, and if you study of 100 of such persons, you can see that most number of women will be unemployed. They are not having any jobs, and it's okay for the many. That's a saddest thing for every woman. It's okay for them for not having a, for most of the women, it's okay for not having a job. So the fact speaking, the study speaking, it's double among women. I mean, 8% unemployment prevailing among men and 4% unemployment prevailing. Just opposite, 4% for men and 8% for women, which means half of the women are not working in our country. That's a serious point we have to take into consideration. And another fact, all over the world, men tend to earn more than women. You can take an example from your own village. You call up two persons, one man and one woman, for a certain kind of job in your home. And what would be the wages that you give to them? When a normal man earns, an average wager earns 700, 800 per day, the same job, same hours, same efforts done by the female will be cost less, and they will be paid at least 20 to 30% less, right? And it's okay for the woman who receives, and it's okay for the people who gives it. That's a social brainwashing happen in our society. It's okay for giving a female less than that of a man. It's okay. No question is being raised, and no one even dare to think about it. There is inequality, but we are not realizing it. Why? We are socially brainwashed. And I will tell you why, and how it happened I will tell you later. The climax is yet to come. So that's another point we have to correct. And on the other fact, men are likely to own land and enroll productive assets than women. If you take examples of richest person of the world, if you take the list of 100 richest person of the world, you can see a few women's names only. And I don't know if there are a few at least. All richest personalities of the world are unfortunately men only. Millionaires, billionaires, and everybody are men. Why? Can't women own assets? And before 5 years, if somebody drive a car through the roads of Kerala, people will, if it is a woman, people will look and say, see, a woman is driving a car. It's a kind of a new experience for the people, from the literate state, #1 states of the nation. And what would be the condition of other states? What would be the condition of Bihar and other states if this is the condition of Kerala, which traveled from every part of the world? Keralites are everywhere. And that's why we have a globalized view perspective. That's why we are in front comparing to other states of the nation. We have traveled a lot. We have reached a lot of the shores of the world. So we have met lots of people. We have heard the stories of many. We have known to different histories, and different historians came here. We have the connection with the diversified culture of the world. That's how we evolved. So what makes a person evolve actually is his diversity, his ability to interact with thousands and lakhs. So my point is, men are likely to own land and enroll productive assets that women, and that is with a big margin, not as a straight margin and all. It's a big margin, and we know it's a fact. Women often have limited influence over important household decisions. You take an example from your home. Who deciding your days? And who is the final word? And who is the final authority in your home? There is an exception for all these arguments. Definitely there will be exception, but this doesn't mean that it's what I'm saying is wrong. Most of the houses are still dominated and ruled by the men, and we think it's okay. I don't say that it's something very bad, but when all these factors are taken into consideration, and subsequently this argument is taken into consideration, it's a direct link with what I spoke in earlier facts. That is, it's a byproduct of a male-dominated society. So in our home, in the matter of decision making, we the women have no much importance. When somebody comes to your home from Panchayat or by nearest political parties or anyone, if there is no men at home, your mother, or maybe if you're a woman, you will come out and say, there is no one inside. Am I right or not? You will say there is no one inside.
Yes, sir.
There is no one inside. Then who are you, babe? If there is no one inside, then who are you? Do you have an identity? You yourself say that, not me. You come out and you say to the people out there, there is no one inside. So there is no one inside. That's a fact. You are no one. You don't have an identity. How it happened? Realize, knowingly or unknowingly, you are the person who helps to create such situation in our society. You have a greater part for not having anything in your life and not having a space in the empowered society. That's how you have grown, and that's how you are nurturing your children as well. And I will tell you how this happened. And it's not happened in a day. It's an evolvement. It's a psychological process. It's a social process. It's a historical process. And you are actually brainwashed to say that. You never knew what you actually said. When I tell you this, you realize you said that, right? When I tell you this, you realize that I said there is no one.
We have to think again.
Yeah, you have to think again. If there is no one inside means there is no one. I mean, you are not considering women as a one, right? Such a serious point we have to take into consideration. But instead, you have to say, yes, I'm here. What do you want to know? And why did you come here? Okay, make a sitting. Tell me what's your problem, and take a decision. And at the time of decision making, you can include your partner in that. That's what democracy is all about. Okay, I don't say that you are the single one who should decide everything. I'm saying that you should have your enough participation. I would like to quote an example from Finland, one of the world's happiest countries in the world. You might have heard about it. In their parliament, almost 50% of the authority are handled by women. They are women handled society. Equality is there, and that's why they are a happy index. They are on the top because their gender equality, their democratic values, their social process, and everything are up to mark. I mean, the newest, the well modernized. Why? Because both women and men are being into the part, being in the decision making. If you take an example from the New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, you might have heard about. She's a woman and she's the prime minister. And since she is the prime minister of the country, she could address the problem of women because she is from a women background. So what I'm telling you is that even in your home, if you don't have any decision-making power, then who are you actually? And what is your role in the social process? And who are you actually? Do you have an identity? If you have an identity, definitely your voice will be considered. People will ask you what's your opinion. And unfortunately, 99% of the women has no choice in their own life also. They are getting married, which is decided by the parents. They are enrolled for education, which is decided by somebody else. And they are married off with another social or parental control. And every aspect of life, every stages of life are actually decided by somebody else. But what about the men out there? What about the boys of your home? I think from the 5 years or 10 years, maybe up to SSLC, in a normal family, the parents used to control a boy. After that, the people will say, he's a man, he's a boy, and he's gonna be a man. Let him decide his own things. A few exceptions will be there, I admit, but most of the cases, that's the case. Slowly, the control that the parents had put on them releases, and he becomes a free bird. He decides what's to study, where to go, at which time he should come back, and where should even his tour and travels and even marriage are decided by men. It's okay for the society. Indian society, it's absolutely fine for a boy to decide his own things, but it's something very wrong for a woman to decide her own things. We call in Malayalam Tandoni, Tandedi, so-called words are being used to describe those girls. And what is the condition of those girls, even in the home and even in the family background? During the family gathering, the people will murmur and say, see, she's doing all those things, and it's very bad for our society and our family. What will society think about it? Will it be a shame for us also? So that's how the girls are being taught, and that's how the girls are being nurtured. Do you want to close? Am I right or not? Okay. So gender unequal inheritance system. That's a final fact I would like to put in front. Your parents have asset and the inheritance process. What a woman can get from her parents and what a boy can get her parents should be equal, right? That's what a modernized society should be thinking of. But unfortunately, that's not the way. If your parents have a 1 acre land, and if there is two children and one is boy and one is girl, I'm sure there'll be rare cases of getting it 50-50. In your home, it might be a different condition. Nowadays, it's changing because of the process that we make, the people who spoke about equality and all. But unfortunately, even in inheritance of asset and all, this inequality prevails. I will tell you a simple example. Our father comes back after job and he bought something, apple, mango, or something, and how it's being divided? Rarely it's being equal. Being a boy is privilege. Being a boy is privilege. We will get more share. We will get more words. Our voices will be considered. We can go out anytime. We can come back at any time. It's okay for not being, I mean, even if you don't come back, it's okay for a boy. Nothing gonna happen. But what will happen if a girl go out and don't come back in a day? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? If you go out to your friend and suppose you have something to study from there, you stay there, you decide to stay there. And the very next morning, you're coming back and at least 10 of your neighbors seeing you, you're coming back in the morning. And somebody asks you, where did you go? And you left yesterday, right? And you're coming back for now only. You will say, yes, I went to my friend's home. That's the end of your life there. Am I right or not?
True.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
people will make stories about it. They will say that and most probably there is a single story that will be spread. She went with a boy and she stayed somewhere and everything gone, right? That's how the society is being developed, and we are also part of society. That's an important thing. We are the society. There is nothing like I am something different and society is something different. I am part of the society and society is nothing without us. Okay. So problem is within us only. When we change, when the talks of us change, when the interactions of us change, the society will change dramatically. That's an evidence. I can show you an evidence. If you analyze the movies of 15 years, 20 years back, Malayalam movies, how a woman being treated in those movies will be definitely different from the movies that right now is being released, right? We have seen great Indian kitchen movies. We have seen 22FK Kottayam like movies. Why? The society is being changed, and there are larger section of the society who is against such deprivation of women. So the question being asked, so what the film producers and the film directors also thinking is that in order to get acceptances among the society for our movies, it should deal with such things. We should not include such women against thing. Should be able to educate our society. That thought process will change. I mean, if there is a demand for a product, there will be definitely supply of product. Basic economics theory. Unless there is demand, nothing will be supplied. So if there is such movies and the serials are being happened in our society, is simply because there are demand for such product. When demand decreases for such product, the supplies also will renew their product. They will modernize it to the better level. That's how the Great Indian Kitchen came, because director knew that there are a section of society who speaks for equality, who speaks against a woman is being jailed in a kitchen, and speak for women equality, speak for women empowerment, speak for women leadership. So if I release a movie on this, if I make a content on the same, definitely there will be people who watch it and who make appreciation and review on it. That's how that movie came. So if you want to change your society, and if you want to make your atmosphere really good for you, then you have to step out. You have to start working. You have to start thinking yourself. You have to speak on your rights. You have to correct people. You have to put arguments. That's how this process comes. And never think that somebody else will come for you. You are the most affected one. Only you can know how it affects. I can only be empathetic, and I can just imagine how a girl would feel when she get offended or being molested. I can just imagine. I cannot actually feel. Nobody else can feel your feelings. No, you have to do it yourself. What I can do is I can just be empathetic, and I can say that, oh, this might have been happening to her. But in your case, you are the feeling one. You are the affected one. you are the one who cry actually, and you are the one who suffer actually. So your voices will be more genuine than of mine. So you are the one who have to speak. But when you have to speak, when you want to speak, you should know what inequality and what injustice happening around. Unfortunately, most of you is not knowing how injustice is the society and the world to you. And my basic intention will be to make you understand you are living in an unequal society and you are jailed in our society. Okay, and these are the facts. And I would like to bring a poem too. Okay, let's mix it with both art, history, and all, so that it will be interesting for you as well. It's a poem. After that, I will tell you why I'm dealing with a poem. Barbie doll. You might have heard the word Barbie doll. Have you?
Yes.
What is it actually? Barbie doll?
A clear picture of how a woman should look like.
Okay, it's a doll. It's a pink, right? It's a pink colored doll. A very beautiful one, well tied high hair, well white skinned doll, right? It's a poem written by March PSC, and I will recite that poem for you, and I will give you the summary of it. What did March PSC wanted to convey? This girl child was born as usual. A girl child born as usual, we know, and presented dolls that did pee. You know what happens when a girl child is born? People will come with presentations, and what will present to a boy? Is there any difference between the present that a boy gets and a girl gets?
Yeah.
What is that difference? What is the
So
difference?
many different toys will be like for boys it will be cars and something, and for girls it will be dolls.
No, not just dolls. I will make it more clear. For a boy, it will get a racing bike, an aeroplane, and something like that. I mean, something adventurous and flying colors, right? But most of the girls, what will they get? In the poem, even Marge PSC have mentioned it. G is stove, irons, lipstick, and a miniature of a small kitchen. That's what a girl child is most of the time. And what is the message a newborn baby is getting? You are just born, you are just new to this world, and you have wings, and that's how what we say that when a newborn baby is born, he is winged, he or she have wings, she can fly, he can fly. But from a representation of the society comes to your home and gift you something, unfortunately, that is kitchen sets or lipstick or things like that. Tell me.
Sir, even I've heard that, girls get old toys. Boys will be given all fresh toys, Some of the houses, they give old toys to girls just because they are girls. And that's so rude.
Exactly. That's also, that's a point should be considered also. I will add it to that. And what I'm telling you is that your brain is just evolving, no? When you're a newborn baby, you started imagining. It's like a mobile phone with a rebooted. Nothing is there. Whatever you add is the mobile phone. I mean, if you take your mobile phone, it will tell your identity. Whatever image that you kept in your gallery, whatever search history you have, and whatever you did is your identity. I mean, your interest. That's how it goes. So when a newborn child baby is presented a kitchen set, what is the message that actually that person, in knowingly or unknowingly, I don't think that many knowingly doing it, unknowingly, it's a brainwashing process. It's a byproduct of a brainwashing, social brainwashing. It's a clear message that you gonna be familiar with these stuffs because the rest of your life will be spent in the kitchen. Am I right or not?
Yes.
And what will be the thought process of a newborn baby? I mean, a boy. What is getting presented? He's getting.
He thinks that woman can be treated this way, and she can be in the kitchen all the time. She's supposed to be doing this.
Okay, that's as far as concerned a girl, she might be thinking like that. But a boy is presented with toys like aeroplane and bike, motorbike. That's a racing bike. You have to understand. It's not a normal bike. A racing bike is being gifted, which means you are okay for adventurous. You're supposed to do some adventurous, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's a basic thing that we are doing. And from that point also, and that's the initial point, we are developing, and you need not wonder why did you say there is no one inside your home, because from the beginning itself, from the starting point itself, there were people in your life who continuously taught you to be unequal in the society. Am I right? Somebody seriously trained you like this. And
Yes,
what we
sir.
learn, what I tell you is learning is actually unlearning. You need not learn anything fresh. You just need to unlearn what you actually learned in the past days and past years. If you unlearn yourself, you will be a different personality. You are shy because you learn to shy in front of the crowd, right?
Yes, sir.
You are less confident because that's how the society and your setup actually trained to be. If you say something loud, the people will say that you are not supposed to say loud. Then from where will come confidence? You are never allowed to say loudly. And you join for NCDC courses and ma'am come and tell you, please raise your voice. And you are actually, if you want to raise your voice, should be against all this basic scripture of not being loud. Thousands of people, thousands of trainers, your society, your parents and your friends and whoever, your long neighbor, and came and tell you, girls should not raise their voice. So you are a trained person for not being loud, right? And
Yes,
that learning should be unlearned if you want to increase your confidence and your voice, because it's okay for a man to increase their voice. He's a man. But what happened if a woman increase or raise their voice? Can you imagine?
We were taught to talk softly, sir.
Exactly. And you are an angel.
And that
right?
really affected me when I started working in North India. I couldn't talk in a crowd because I was never used to talk loudly, especially being a woman. So it was very difficult for me to raise my voice and say something out in a public space.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Actually, for a free of cost, thousands of trainers have trained you to become worst. That's my point. Getting me?
Yes, sir.
You are a well-trained product, but unfortunately for a wrong cause. You're trained, of course. Everybody is trained. I'm trained. Ma'am is trained. You are also trained. But you are trained for not to become anything in the life. You're what the curry mom makes at the kitchen is very tasty. Can you? I mean, if I get into kitchen and if I make a curry, nobody can eat it because I was never trained for making a curry. And it's okay if I make a wrong curry. I mean, tasteless curry. It's appreciated because it's okay for a man for not knowing kitchen stuffs. But if a woman do the same, what happens? Because she's trained for being at kitchen. She's trained for cooking. She's trained for washing, right?
Yes.
So you're trained to manage a home, and you are no one at home. Somebody coming and telling no one is at home. If you want to get someone, you come at night because that time my papa or my brother, my husband, or somebody will come and talk to you. My job is at kitchen and I have got jobs at kitchen, so you just leave. That's what you're saying. From where that point came? From the your birth onwards, the people came and told you, you are no one. Your basic thing is this. Getting my point? What I told in the previous week.
It's a woman, the women only pass it on, I feel. That our sir said that we have to unlearn. We don't have to learn whatever we see. We can even think whether it is right for me to do that. Okay, why not I think for myself? Even I took my own time, years to realize that no, I am not on the right track. I need to step out and think differently, and I can be right in my own ways.
Exactly, that's my point. And people like you came up, and still there are millions of women still thinks and strongly believe a woman is this much only. And she is the propagators of this ideology, this philosophy. Unfortunately, women is the propagators of these thoughts. And that's why I'm finding time, and I'm, even if it's about 10, 20, 30, whatever possible opportunity you get, wherever you can speak, just speak and spread these things, because it's for your life, and you have to do something for the people out there. I mean, your colleagues or whoever, your sister or your friend, everybody will be, and nobody else is. I mean, you cannot point at someone without having this problem. Everybody is under different problem because of this type of casting for women. So let me go on with my point. And unfortunately, she was very, the poet saying, the magic of puberty. A classmate said, "You have a great big nose and fat locks." She was very intelligent, that girl. I mean, somebody is born and she was very intelligent. She started going to school. And one day her classmate said, "You have a great big nose and fat legs." It's very wrong for a woman to have big nose and fat legs, because she's somebody to be displayed and married off at the age of 18. And what happens? Somebody have a big nose or a teeth like that. What happens? Her value in the marriage market will be decreased. Nobody will marry. That's the greatest concern parents always have, right? If somebody is black in her color, 5 years or 10 years back, the parents will be disappointed because she cannot be sold in the marriage market. Nobody will come to marry her. Okay, so a girl having a big nose, a fat legs, her classmate said, "You have a problem. Okay, you are intelligent, you're great, but you have a problem, dear." What is your problem? "You have a big nose and fat legs." She was healthy, but she was healthy. That girl was very healthy. She had never any health issue. Tested intelligent. She was very bright, possessed strong arms and back. Her arms were strong, her back were strong. She went to and fro apologizing. Everyone saw a fat nose on thick legs, even though she had many qualities. And she was very strong. Nobody ever saw it. What people saw was her fat leg and a big nose only. She was advised to play koi. Then the advisors come. You know, when you have a problem, or when you are fatty, when you have a big nose, or when you have some gained weight, people will come and advise you. Do this, do dieting, go for a walk, buy a cycle, do this, right? People will come and advise you. You will be smart, will be absolutely intelligent, you will be getting good marks in examination, but people will never ask about it, because you are someone to be sold in the marriage market after 18 or 10, 20 plus. So it's not your intelligence is being tested, it's not your qualification is being tested. What is being tested is how you look physically, what's your external appearance. Am I right or not?
Yes, correct.
So so people, what did people is continuously advise her, do this, you can't wait. I mean, when she was having some rice or something, people will come, "You are already fatty, you are having rice, you know, you are not supposed to do that, you should avoid this, you must eat chapati." And when she sat and listening to some music, people will come and say, "You're sitting, that's why you are getting fat, you just walk, you are not supposed to listen to music." So people came and lots of advices, and automatically she started to be an introvert, and she started being in her room. You might have seen people like that, who are afraid to come in the light. Why? The people will come in front and they will give free of advices. And if you are at the age of 23 or 24, if you're not still married, can you go out for a marriage? I mean, can you go out actually if you're not married at the age of 25?
No.
What will people ask you? What question will people ask you?
What is happening?
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you have a problem, dear? Are you in love or something? And why don't you get married? Marriages and yes, you can't say that actually. I mean, if you say that I don't want to get married, people will. You can sell. I mean,
it's not necessary that you have to get married. You want to enjoy your life, you do, go ahead. Why?
Exactly.
And also, Janish sir, the thing is that whatever we achieve in our life, if we don't know how to make a good meal curry, we are nothing.
Exactly. And there is a contradiction.
Nowhere we are.
Nothing. We are nothing.
And another point I will make you out, and I don't know, it will be bitter for you also. Nowadays, parents are sending their women for international studies. I mean, MBBS from China and LLB from different countries, just to increase their market, you know, because men are now being educated much. They are being in the civil service, they are being in the police, So they are preferring educated women. So some parents are thinking, if we want to have a better husband, our child also should have some MBBS or engineering. So what they do is they spend some money for their education and they make sure that she has MBBS and she has engineering. And once she gained it, okay, just add a matrimony app and add all these qualifications to the profile and started bargaining. So 99% of cases, nobody's actually understood the idea of empowerment. So my point is, I will conclude. In my conclusion part, I will tell you what is the consequences of thinking so. Now I'm back in the point. So she's advised with many that all these things happen. You have to diet, you have to exercise, you have to reduce your fat. Otherwise, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then she decided finally to cut off her fat. She was not able to move on. She was not able to come in front. She was not able to attend a party. She was not able to be in the classroom. She was not able to speak in front. So she decided to cut off her nose and legs. She took a knife and she just cut her nose and she cut her legs. And finally, in a coffin, she was well dressed with a pink dress. And she was very beautiful when people saw her in the coffin. And people said how beautiful girl she was. Right? She's suicidal.
When she was alive, we were torturing her, basically.
Exactly. She was very beautiful girl. And people just, what happens when a death is happening? People will come to see the body. And people will say goodness only. When somebody is died, people will say goodness only. How good person he was. And at the time he was living, what the people might have told, what I need not tell. No? So people came to see her in the coffin and she was well dressed. How a body is displayed in a coffin with a white dress. She was very beautiful. And people said, what a beautiful girl she was. So it's a symbolic poem actually. And it's cutting off is not something about your fat. And advices is not about simply about losing your weight and all. If you are a woman, from your birth till your death, there will be people continuously coming in front and correcting you. And people think it's okay to make a word or a comment on a girl's life. It's their right, they believe. And it's okay for somebody to advise you or scold you for not getting married. Because they scold you actually, right? They come and scold you. Why don't you get married? Your neighbor coming and telling you, why don't you get married? When your mom or dad have wish to see you getting married, when don't they want to play with your children? This is the way they actually comment on yourself, comment on your life, because they think it's their right to comment somebody else's life because of social brainwashing. Because as I earlier mentioned, there is nobody inside home because my papa and my brother went out. You are the one who told them this. Okay, I'm no one. And it's okay for somebody to scold a no one, right? Can anyone ask if you scold a no one? No. You are a no one. You're supposed to hear all these things. You're supposed to listen to all these advices. You're supposed to obey other persons, even though they have not even a blood connection with you. You're supposed to listen to all these things because you are a no one. Okay. So this is the poem. And I would like to invite your attention on the history bit. You should know the history. How did this system came? How did this present came? And what was the beginning of the mankind? And as we know, if you go through the science, if you go through the geography and all, this world, this earth became living conditioned just past years only. And in the earlier, yes, somebody is commenting. I'm seeing it. I'm not reading it for not being interrupted. So I would like to invite your attention to history a bit. You should know your history and what were you in the past. If you do not know your history, you cannot actually know your present and you cannot build your future. So if you want to build your future, should be in the present with the look of your past. And whatever happening right now, it's a subsequent effect of what was your history. Whatever happening right now is an effect of your history. Your today is a byproduct of your yesterday. Am I right or not? Today is a byproduct of yesterday. How did this talk happen actually? Why am I here? Because yesterday we decided to conduct a webinar and I decided I would attend this. That's why my today this way happened. If I had decided to go for a trip, I would be in Wayanad or somewhere else, because what I decide in yesterday's decided my today's. So if you want to have a better tomorrows, what you should do? Tell me what you should do if you want to have a better tomorrows.
We have to work today, sir.
Exactly. Should decide your today. You have to work on your todays. Exactly. You need not tension about your tomorrows. You just be on the today. Just think on the today. You just decide your things today. Automatically, subsequently, frequently, your days will change. You as a person will get empowered. Will have better tomorrows. Like we had better tomorrows, better todays now. Earlier, I brought some facts in front of you, and if I had attending a class before 10 years, and if I am delivering the same facts, the situation would be much more worse. The unemployment rate would be double than that, and the literacy rate would be 30 to 25% only. But we have brought this to this level now because many people are working on that. People like you are being empowered. People like you are coming in front. People like you are being working. That's why the right is being increased and improving. So if we go on doing the same, within 10 to 20 years, the situation will get better, and your generations, coming generation, your daughters, your sisters will have a better tomorrows. So we have to work, and it's our basic responsibility to do that. So I'm going to I'm going to bring some history in front of you. People started nomadic life, that there were never this kind of social setup like family, marriage and all. Earlier, human beings were nomadians. They were simply traveling from forest to forest, and they were never settled anywhere. They had never wear any dresses and all. They were simply traveling. And at that time, no concept of home or family were not there. Okay. From there, they started agriculture. They started producing some own foods. That is, agriculture started in the beds of river. And once they started agriculture, a condition arises that they are not able to move frequently, because you know that if you have a farm or something, you should be there, should nurture it, should be giving enough fertilizers, should be enough pesticides and all, should stay there. That's how people started staying when they started agriculture. And when they started staying, they needed a shelter. So they made a shelter. So people started living together. Right? It's okay. Did anyone say that?
Yeah, that's some disturbance.
Okay, no problem. No, I thought somebody talking to me. No problem. So when agriculture started, people started being together. I mean, a family kind of setup was there. And what happened at that time, in earlier stage, in ancient times, both men and women were working. There were no basic difference between men and women. Both were going for hunting and all. But when a family setup came, you know what, women having some biological process are there. So she was at the frequent time, she was not able to go out like a man go. So men going out started, and men only hunted, men only brought animals and all. So that's sort of setup came into force. So slowly it was okay for being a woman, being at home, managing the agriculture, managing the house chores, and the men going out. And then we know that the first ever civilization, Indus Valley civilization, came. Even that time, both the men and the women were having some sort of equal importance in the family setup. Then again, time changed. Indus Valley civilization vanished, and a new civilization comes into play. The time of Vedic period. We know that the Aryans came from different parts to India, and they started setting up a new society. And early Vedic stages, if you read the history, in early Vedic stages, the girl had very much importance, very much relevance in the social setup that was prevailing in this time of Vedic period. But when the early Vedic period has gone and the later Vedic period came to play, what happened is what we call as Purohitan, right? Priest, who came into play, and who started dominating the society, who started writing scriptures, who started writing books, and in every books they said men have this much rights and women have this much rights. I mean, from the Vedic period to later Vedic period, what happened is that the importance of girl started decreasing, and unfortunately whatever happened after that was a clear cut of male domination, because after when the society started to form, the kingdom also started to form. Different countries attacked each other, rulers came, and they started setting their own military, and we know that in every military setup only male dominated are there. So automatically, knowingly or unknowingly, male started taking the steering of the society and this world. So every kingdom were ruled by males only. So what was the purpose and what was the role of a woman out there in a kingdom? You see that she'll be ornamented, and she'll be dancing in a palace. She'll be singing. So the part of women were a kind of for the need of sexuality of men, and their entertainment purposes. The main purpose of women in those time were just to entertain the men out there, the kings and the palace out there. So that time also, we know that that time also evolved. The time of democracy came in different part. French Revolution happened, and different even American Revolution happened, and from different parts of the world, the idea of democracy started to spread. So what happened? Slowly, this British colonization and this kingdom setup started to diminish, and democratically set up world came. So at that time only, the people started talk about equality. Equality is a byproduct of democracy. We know that. When the world started to become democratic, more democratic, people started to spread the idea of equality. So modernized societies like British and other European countries gave propagation for this idea, and they empowered and they educated women out there. They imparted this knowledge onto them, and the women started striking, and they started agitation against the injustice played by the men, and of course the men dominate government. So countries started rethinking, and slowly they started giving importance and rights for the women also. And if you read the history, you can see that it's not spontaneously in a one day the voting right of women came into play. Initially, it was for the richest men only, then the working class of men only, then only after 40 or 50 years, even in the America, initially voting right had for men only. Slowly it gave importance for the women also after lots of protest and agitation. That's how they gained voting rights. So democracy came into play, and India in 1947, we know we got independent from the Britishers, and we became a democratic country. We had a strong leaders. We have a visioned leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, and who had very clear vision about the universe. He was known to different countries, so his idea also was globalized. And we had Ambedkar, and people like them made sure that in a new India, both women and men will be treated equally. They will have equal voting rights. Still then, we having this much problem because, as I told you, India is in the country of more civilization. And we know, if you go through the history of India, it's diversified culture. And every culture, and India is a country of religion. India is a country of caste. And all these religion and caste were already polluted. And they polluted to the core that only male are being part of the society, and male is the dominance. So even then the constitution came into play, even when the constitution started talking about the equal rights, the male-dominated and already brainwashed society of India was not able to digest the value of equality. That's the dilemma that we are going through, because we are ridden by the rules of religion and the casteism. If you analyze your home, I'm sure that your home proceedings is run by the religion of by the rules of the religion that possess in your home. It's not the constitution actually leads your home. Whatever, I mean, if somebody spoke to in between, also make sure it's an evidence for that as well. I mean, your home is actually run by the religious rules, right? And unfortunately, these religions are polluted in some days when the interruptions of male happen, and they, according to their interest, they amended it for their own causes. Men started dominating the religious, they took away the values from it, and they amended for their own causes. And unfortunately, our generation got the amended version of religion only. It had vanished the values from it. We had amended version, the male-dominated version of religion only. Since India is a country of religion, since India is a country of caste, most of the Indian societies are run by the caste principles and religion's rule. So people never talked about the constitution, equality, and all. So what rights we have right now is on the books only. What is prevailing in the country is, unfortunately, the rules that is prescribed by the religion and casteism. Unfortunately, those caste and religion were amended and manipulated by some priests, and they were males. Can you get my points?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I would like to make you understand is that it's okay to be religious. You can be religious. You can praise the God. You can do your namaz. You can worship, because even the Constitution, Article 25th of the Constitution to 29th of the Constitution speaks about the religious rights of an individual. You can praise your God, but the same Constitution tell you you don't have any right to interfere the fundamental rights of other people. It's your basic things. You can be an atheist, you can be a religious person, you can worship, or it's up to you. You can decide, no problem. But you don't have any right to interfere in the rights of other people. You are not supposed to advise others to do this, not to do this. But what we do is that we are a religious person, and we believe that our religion is the only religion, that is the only true religion. And we propagating and we compel other people to do this. And if they do not do this, what we do is we say that you're going to be in a hell, right? So we are interfering, we are cross-bordering the fundamental rights of other. It is not supposed to do. It's your basic choices to be religious, to practice the religion, to propagate the religion, no problem. But you cannot interfere in the fundamental rights of other people. Unfortunately, we never read the Constitution. We never know what is fundamental rights, and we even doesn't know what is personal freedom and personal choice. So my point is that you should be able to understand what the Constitution guarantees you. Article 14 of Indian Constitution, equality before law, both men and women, both prime minister, both citizen, both foreigners, whoever comes to India can enjoy equal rights. Law cannot discriminate people on the basis of gender, sex, or whatever it is. And Article 15 of Indian Constitution prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex, discrimination on the basis of color, discrimination on the basis of language, whatever discriminations are there, it's prohibited by the Article 15 of the Indian Constitution. It's a fundamental right. And what is fundamental right? The right guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. If somebody violates your fundamental right, you can directly, according to Article 32, you can directly approach the Supreme Court and you can take an order from there. No, in no other cases you can do that. You have to go through the district court, you can go through the high court, then only you can reach there. But in the case of your fundamental rights, it is guaranteed by the Constitution. And if it's get violated, you can approach the Supreme Court directly. That's the power of fundamental rights. So Article 14, equality before law. Article 15 strictly prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex and all. You are not supposed to be discriminated by being for the sake of being a girl. If somebody tell you this, somebody come and tell you this, you are a girl, so you should not do. You tell them, Article 15 of Indian Constitution guarantee me the right to do whatever a man can do in this society. That's why a Supreme Court had actually gave permission for the women to visit Shabarimala temple. It was the case of Article 15. Unfortunately, many doesn't know that. That's why many women went out and protested, because Constitution cannot say that only women can go there. I mean, only men can do that. Constitution can't say that. Religion can say that. That's the contradiction that Indian society has. Constitution is different from religious rules. You're getting my point. I'm not going to make any such controversial argument. That's up to your mind whether believing such things. But what I'm speaking is from the constitutional perspective. So what I'm telling you is that Article 15 guarantee you, I mean, protect you and prevent the discrimination on the basis of sex. And Article 19, again, a great article you have to definitely read on. Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of free movement, freedom of starting something. You can express your own views everywhere because it's a fundamental right. You can speak, it's a fundamental right. When somebody say you are not supposed to say this because you are a girl, tell them Article 19 of Indian Constitution guarantee me the right to express my own views and cast my own voice. And you are not supposed to violate the right that violate the right that actually Constitution is being given. You are no one to do that. You and I are equal. That's why Constitution is there. Now, Article 21, right to live. You can live however you wish. If you want to marry, marriage is a fundamental right. To marry is a fundamental right. If you don't want to marry, that's also a fundamental right. If you want to be silent, if you want to not to speak anything, that's a fundamental right. Right to silence. You can keep quiet. Nobody can come and tell you, nobody can come and compel you to speak something. It's a fundamental right. So this much idea and this much rights you have given in the Constitution, unfortunately, we doesn't know about it, right? So what is the problem is actually you are not aware about your rights. If somebody is not known about the rights, cannot be talk about the rights and cannot know actually what is the injustice is the society showing to them. If you want to feel the injustice on you, first of all, you have to know what is your right. Am I right? So the problem of Indian society is, the problem of women out there is, they don't know their rights. And somebody is not knowing their rights cannot know whether the rights of them is by being, and many people doesn't even know that they have rights. And people doesn't have any identity. How can they know their rights? They are okay in the kitchen. They think that this is the universe and the epicenter of the universe, their kitchen. And my job is to prepare the delicious food my children for my husband. And when they eat well, that's done. And God will give me the heaven when I die. And that's not a normal.
And also, Ganesh sir, the women want to be safe because they sometimes they'll know about the right, but they will not speak about it because they want to be safe. Like they are not ready to argue for anything.
Exactly, and that's what happens in a brainwashed society. So this democracy came, and you have rights. You just understand your right. You just learn what is your right. And why a police officer is afraid of a lawyer? Why? Do you think why? A police officer is the most authority one, but he or she is always afraid of a lawyer. Why?
Because he knows law.
Exactly. That's the thing. Somebody knows the law can manipulate it well. That's also again a point. Somebody knows the law. You can't do anything if a person knows the law. You know? You can do anything. You cannot do anything if a person knows the law, because law is the basic protection that we have in a democratic country. Even the government cannot take away your fundamentals. Even the government cannot do that. If a police came and arrested you and kept in the custody for 24 hours plus, you can approach a court and it's a fundamental rights violation. Because you cannot do that. I mean, nobody can do that. And the court will, within an house, will issue a writ called habeas corpus, and the police will have to produce yourself in the court within 24 hours. Because Article 21, right to live, and the fundamental rights prevent you from being in a wrong custody. So that's much rights we have. And if you want to know your rights, you must spend some time to read the Constitution. Its Malayalam version is available. Its summary is available. Its videos is available. Should educate yourself. Should know your rights. That's how you can get empowered. And you know now you have heard about the psychology of brainwashing, and you understood how did the society evolved. And I'm tell you, I'm making a serious point. Normally speakers don't do that because they are afraid of being controversial, but I don't mind because I'm speaking from my conscience, and I believe that that's right. Being religious and being modern should not be mixed up. You can be religious, it's fine, because it's empowers your soul. It's interaction with yourself and the God. If that reveal you, that takes away your pain, should definitely do that. But you should never misunderstand manipulated rules of the religion. Okay, it's manipulated because it's evolved through ages. Everything is being changed. So somebody in the middle have induced their own ideas and their interest into it. So always think that somebody tell you something, have a rational mindset. I can tell you some example. When you are at home, if you move your legs in and out, your parents will come and say, you are not supposed to do this. Your parents will lose the money from their bank account. Have you heard this?
Yes, sir. From childhood hearing.
You are listening to this, and what you do is you stop doing this, right? You stop doing this. Just use your brain. How can it happen? If you move your legs in and out, how does it linked with your bank account? Your Aadhaar might have linked with it. Does your leg and your bank account is linked with it?
Yes, sir.
It's not. So it's a basic rational mindset that should develop. I mean, when somebody tells you something, ask them why. You should ask question like why. Then you understand that even they doesn't know the answer. They will tell that it's like that only. You need not ask anything much. Right? But when next time you do this, they will dare to ask this question. I mean, they will dare to say this to you because you have raised a question already and they know that I don't have an answer for this. So you should never encourage people from things like this. You should have a critical mindset. When somebody tells you something for doing or not doing, should have a clear idea of why I should do this and why I should not do this. Okay. And that clarity should you keep in your mind. And that's the basic scientific number principle. We are of science. We are using machines. We are using mobile phones. We are using vehicles. And we are using the advantages of science. But we doesn't have scientific number. That's a problem. If you have scientific number, the people like them cannot influence in your life. You will ask them why. And those who ask why automatically will get picture about their life. And when rain is there, and you know, in every June, rain is coming. You ask why? Why don't you ask that? Instead, what you do is, in May, you decide to buy an umbrella for your kid. You buy a raincoat. You never ask why rain is always coming on June. Is your somebody's coming from London or Abu Dhabi? It's not like that. Southwest monsoon. You should have known to geography, and it's a phenomena that always happens because the clouds are moving from the Bengal Indian Ocean through the first reaches Kerala. Why it is first reaching the Kerala? Because it's come from that southern side, and it goes onwards. If you look into the geography and if you look into the map, you will get the clear idea. And why the monsoon is withdrawing. Should have this scientific number of asking question. That's how you are getting improved. You know, that's how your perspectives get changed. That's how the men is reached in the moon. And they are even, where do we actually go for a trip? We will go to Wayanad and we will go to Mysore, we will go to Ooty. And somebody else is actually planning to the space. That's their vacation trip. Because we are living in a world where somebody is enjoying the trip in space, and people like are planning tens of years to make a trip to Wayanad. And that's a gap that we have with the person out there. So be a modernized, empower your thinking also, ask question why, never do anything if you are not convinced. That's my advice for you. Take this only. If you leave others, I don't mind. Never you do anything if you are not convinced. Ask them why. Convince me. That should be the point. Tell me why I should do this. should not move your hand like that. Okay, why? Definitely I will obey you, but you have to convince me why should I do it. And you just bring some history of person who moved their hand and lost money from their bank account and make me convinced, then I will do this. And if it's Friday for Muslim family, and if people are students are, I mean kids are playing out at under trees at the time of 12:30 or at the time of Jumu'ah, people will come and say, you are not supposed to do that, because what will happen? Beast will come, right? You will say that. Beast will come if you play at the time of 12 or 1 p.m. in a Friday. And what you are actually doing is that you're making your child non-competitive, and you are just inculcating all those stupidity in their mind, and you're making them lose their scientific temper in them, and you're just making sure that your kid is exactly somebody else. I mean, the byproduct of this toxic society. So if you want to change something, first you should change your talks, change your thinking, develop your knowledge, and know your rights. Okay. So finally, I will put the climax in front of you, and this is the history. You should definitely go through it, and this is the rights you have, and this is the psychology behind it, and this is the powerful society can do in your life. So if you want to correct yourself, and if you want to enjoy the privileges that a man actually enjoy, you should do 3 things. In the last class also I always mentioned that you should stick on 3 L's. There are 3 English words which start with the English letter L that will help to empower. If you believe this mantra, if you work out this mantra, I'm sure you're gonna fly high. You're gonna be the future of our nation, and you're gonna be the inspiration for many women who still at this time, what is the time, 11 or 12, what will be they doing? I'm interacting with you, and what you actually thinking, somebody of at least 50% of might be thinking, what should I do in the kitchen, and what should I prepare for the lunch? Am I right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And what I'm actually thinking is that what would be the lunch of myself? I don't know what is my mom preparing at home. I'm excited about what is she preparing. That's a privilege me as a man gets, and that's the thing you as a woman gets. It should be changed. Okay, both women and men should be working. Both of them should be managing their kitchen. And if you want to see this happening, you should start working. A man is always working and he's coming back, and you are always at home, means you should definitely have to do your kitchen house chores. You can't bring any changes there if that's the condition. And if the condition has to be changed, both should be working. And if both should be working, automatically somebody else will be, I mean, one person will be having rest time in a different time, and the another person will be having rest time in another time. So both will start preparing and managing kids and home and all. So if you want to have a better living condition, and if the men want to take the care of kitchen and all, should start working, should start leaving your home. If you're being at home 24/7, you have to manage your kitchen. You can't change it. You're being at home and you saying that I can't manage my kitchen doesn't make any sense. And somebody is going for a work, men going for a work, and he coming back at night, and if you tell them to manage kitchen, that also does not make any sense. So if you want to change the condition of both, this scenario and this situation, this condition should be changed, and both should start working. And if you want to be working, if you want to go for working, should be able to do some work. You should have some qualification, right? You can't do a work if you are not capable. Nobody will give you jobs. So enlighten yourself, empower yourself. I will give you 3 words for that to empower yourself. That is learning. I told you why you should learn. Knowledge is the power. Everything else is nothing. If you have knowledge, today or tomorrow you will shine. Why are you listening to me? You never know who am I. I never talked to you before. Still you are listening to me more than 1 hour, right? I didn't check the watch. Yes. 1.5 hours you listen to me. Are you that much patient to listen somebody from a long distance? Would you do this to everyone else? You won't, because I'm dealing some knowledge with you. I'm giving some knowledge. So that's the power of knowledge. So if you want to develop yourself to that level, I mean, if you can be a speaker, you can be an influencer, you can change the lives of millions. And that's the greatest thing. when you look back after years, and you will ask, there will be a situation in your life that you ask yourself that, how did I influence the world, and what did I for the world? Then you will have some answers, and you will have a smile in the end. And that's the purpose of life, actually, living and making others living. That's also important. It's not about you living well. You should be able to make others also living well. You can do something. You have to do something. It's your basic responsibility. So learn. Whatever you can read, you read. Whatever courses you can do, just do. Whatever degree you can take, just take. Whoever you can teach, just teach. And the another one is labor. You should work definitely. If you don't have any income, you don't have a choice. I will take you to a shopping mall, and I'll tell you, you can buy anything. Okay, you have options, you have choices, but you have don't money means what? You can't buy anything. You cannot stick on. You can go with your wishes if you don't have a money. If somebody else is giving you money, means you are obligated to him. You have to listen to him. You have to obey to him every time, because he's bringing bread and butter for you. And that's another psychology of men-dominated society. They will work and they will give you some amount. So automatically you will be obeyed to them, obligated to them. You will have to listen because you don't have a money. Even if you want to go to your home, you will not have any money to pay your auto rickshaw. Am I right or not?
Yeah.
Somebody with no work, somebody with no money has no choice. Understand this fact. And you are educated, you have graduation, and you are fluent in English. Still, you are not making single penny for your own. Means what? You are incapable. You are nothing for this nation. You are actually a liability for this nation if you are not working. The nation have to look. They should give you pension. They should give you hospital facilities. They should build road for you. They should build education for you. And you are not doing anything. You are not contributing to the national development. Means you are actually a liability for the nation if you are not working. So if you want to stick on, if you want to fulfill your wishes, if you want to make your choices, do earn something. Thinking about how can you become part of a laborship? How can you start something new? How can you earn some money? Because money will empower you. How? Money will help to become independent, to bring choices, to take choices, and to have choices. Somebody having no money will not think about the dishes. If I don't have any money at pocket, I won't feel hungry. I won't feel like shopping because I don't have money. I know that. And most of you are like that only. You are not thinking much. You don't have much wishes because you have never had any money. You talk to your grandmom at home and you ask them, do you need anything? Most of the women out there will tell you, I don't want anything, man. Right? I don't want anything. You just come here, talk to me. That's the thing I want. Why? Can you even imagine that they don't want food? They don't want cakes. They don't want dress. They don't want go out. Actually, they are trained to be so. In ages and ages and ages, they were neglected. They were trained for being at home. They are continuously doing at home. They are continuously managing at home 30 years, 40 years. They had did this only. And their ability of chemical reaction, that our pleasure building hormones are there in your brain. Dopamine like hormones are there. Your happiness is the byproduct of some chemical reaction. Some chemical reactions are being done in your brain. That's why when you have a mood swings and all, doctor giving you some medicine, that medicine is actually a chemical, and that induces your chemical reaction. And what actually happening in an old person is that because of the continuous home setup, and they were never out, so they made their comfortable area in that home only, and they are actually forgot how to wish something. They lost the ability to wish and long something. And you also will be the same after 10 or 15 years. I warn you. If you don't want to see that happening, if you do, never think that I'm living for my husband only. Never think that I'm living for my child only. You're not supposed to do that. Definitely, you have to be part in your husband's life. You have an obligation to your child, but it's not something like you forget your own and you melt for your own. You are not supposed to be like a candle. All those are misconception, and it's a byproduct of male-dominated society. Be an individual. Be a strong individual. Individual means individual is the basic of a homily and a marital setup. Both are individuals. They both should be in discussion with each other. They both should give importance to each other. And at the same time, when you treat your parents, ask them to be an individual. Tell him to be an individual. Individuality should be there. And if their individuality is not there, what happens is that you get weakened by weakened every day, and you finally, in one day, you will be a liability for somebody else. And your parents and your children, your husband will throw away one day because you became a liability. And you will always have a sort of feeling that I'm liable for somebody else. That should not be the case. Even at the age of 70 years, you should have a decent asset at your home, should have a decent bank balance, should never be a liability for people. You getting my point? For that purpose, should we start earning. And final one, leadership. Should start becoming leaders. We know Jessica Des, and we have new to Srimati teacher, Christian Lagarde. We have heard Indira Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India. We have great women leaders out there. Yes, of course. And the people like here, Marcella and ma'am, all, you can take the example from there also. So sorry for not mentioning it firstly. So what I'm telling you is that lead people, part of leadership. Because when you are a leader, you can influence and you can guide thousands and lakhs of people. If I make the same speech to a different platform, if 1 lakh people is listening, the success ratio would be different, right? At least 10,000 people will start changing. But unfortunately, I didn't get that much opportunity because I still have to empower, I still have to increase. And I'm trying to develop myself. Even before I joined this program, I was reading because I was trying to get some more knowledge, and I was trying to develop my own. So build, learn, labor, leadership, and that's a 3 formula, and that's the mantra that I have to give you. I want to give you. Check yourself, analyze yourself. Where are you, and where you should want to be in your college days? How did you thought actually? And your thought. Is the life that you live right now, what's the life that you actually thought in your 19 and 20 years of ages? Is it same? If it's same, okay, I don't have any obligation, I don't have any cross. And if it's not the same, you understand why it is not the same. Why did it became this much worse? And if it's worse, okay, admit it. If you have a bad condition, admit it. It's okay to have a bad condition right now. It's okay. People have ups and downs in their life. But believing that this is my fate and I'm never gonna do anything much is the time you actually lose the control of yourself. That should not be the case. Understand your limitation. Understand where am I, and take a pledge that I'm gonna repair this soon. Within 5 years, I'll be this. Within 10 years, I'll be this. At the age of 40, I will be this. Have a great plan. And I warn you, your todays are the byproduct of your yesterdays. And if you want to have a brighter future, take the advantage of, make use of your today. And that's it from my side. I hope I'm clear.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And Marcella, next we need to do the newsletter release. So it's my request to Dinesh sir to release it.
Okay, Marcella had told me there is a newspaper bulletin that describes about the activities, the programs that are conducted by the Ncdc. So again, my pleasure to be part of it. Thank you so much. I will release it. Some problems with screen sharing.
Ma'am.
Please, Marcella, please do. It's okay.
It's allowed, ma'am. It's allowed.
Janish sir, there is a green button, like arrow button, share screen. Can you touch it?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, I did.
Then there will be options like, can you select screen?
Yes, screen I selected.
Okay.
Then it's not coming. That's why.
Okay, Marcella, ma'am, you can share it and the sir can announce it as released.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Did I take too much time? It's 11:42 already.
No, sir, it was nice.
Sir,
Super.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sir, you may. Ganesh, sir, you may start.
Okay. So this is the news bulletin. It's well crafted, beautifully done. It's a feeling like we are actually flipping a original book. All the programs are being recorded here. Batch-wise results are there, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Every contest, every programs. Oh, even I'm there. Srikandan are also, sir. Srikandan sir. All these are work done by the students.
Yes, sir.
That's nice. So that's it. When they get an opportunity, when they get a platform, they will start expressing their talents. It's always they don't have any platform. That's a problem. They should develop their work area. They should take their talents out of them. Yeah, there is a news mentioned about Vismaya. We had mentioned in our class, dowry problems and all.
That's also.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rahima ma'am, I would like to welcome our Rahima ma'am for the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. So it's my pleasure to be here to deliver vote of thanks. Actually, as a woman, I want to say, sir, we know we have rights and we have everything we know, but we are not remembering. If a situation occurring time, we will think that means you already said, sir, we are well trained for that. We will think that if a situation occurs, oh, we can't do that. That is the thing we are having. So that is why, like suicides and depressions all coming. So thank you for remembering this one to us, sir. And the session was very nice. And on behalf of National Child Development Council, from bottom of my heart, I am expressing my sincere gratitude to Jenny, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And our circle coordinator, Girija Peter ma'am. I would like to thank Girija ma'am also. Thank you, Girija ma'am, for arranging this wonderful session. And my colleagues, NCDC faculties, Marsila ma'am, Vasila ma'am, and Sana ma'am, thank you so much. And who all gathered here, I am expressing my sincere gratitude towards you all. Thank you, everyone, for making this session very wonderful.
Thank you so much, Rahima ma'am.
Thank you.